Shaw Eagles battle the Jesuit Blue Jays. And good evening, I'm Ken Trahan along with Henry Rando. John Forkay will join us in just a minute or so down on the field. Football, the story here tonight. Shaw, district champions once again. We'll expound on that in just a few minutes. Jesuit not playoff bound this year, but a still successful season in the balance for Jesuit, a possible bowl berth as well should they win here tonight in the Shrimp Bowl. But Henry, unfortunately, we're plagued by the fact that football takes a backseat to tragedy here this evening.
Absolute, Kenny. It's a terrible thing, and both teams are meeting on the field tonight and paying their respects to a great football player for Shaw.
Unfortunately, to explain very briefly, earlier this afternoon, that's today, the day of the game, a young man for Archbishop Shaw was killed in an automobile accident, starting linebacker Stephen Carter. Also a player injured in that particular accident, Brian Dumas. Down on the field is our own John Forkay, an Archbishop Shaw graduate himself, who has more on this story. John?
I'm down on the field. I tell you, it's an emotional feeling down there right now. We both have both teams out here in the football field, and we're having a prayer out here right now. I think it's for just cause. Last year, Shaw went through a atomic problem with Nate Adams going down with a severe injury. This year, it's a little bit different. They have a loss of a player who out here is probably one of the best ball players, and it's a tragedy, especially for the Shaw, what they went through last season. So hopefully this season, they can get through with this. It's tough because you have to play the ball game tonight. It's a situation where I think nobody wants to be in, but somebody has to come out here and play this ball game. Hopefully things will work out for them, and hopefully we can get things rolling right now. I think with the way Shaw is and the way Hank Tierney is, I think things will be worked out. I have with me Father Stephen Shafran, who's the principal at Shaw. And Father, last season he had a tragic accident with Nate Adams, but he's living. He survived that. This season, Stephen Carter had a tragic accident where he died today, 3 hours before they play a ball game. How does it affect you and the school and Hank Tierney and Shaw Eagles today?
Well, John, you know, we're shocked. We're at a point we're numb. But certainly we had a prayer service this evening to give us the strength that we need. You're right in saying that Hank can pull everyone together, and our director and myself have brought the team together to build confidence, to say that Stephen would have wanted us to be together and be as one. We asked the team if they wanted to play this game this evening. It was their choice. We would prefer as administration not to have played, but certainly we believe that the young men at this point need to focus on something very, very important, something that will bring them together and unite them, because we felt if they were left alone by themselves, perhaps they would just wallow in their sorrow and not be united and given the strength they needed.
Well, Father, you guys went through track last season, so hopefully this season, I think it's a little bit different because of the death of Stephen Carter. I think you guys pulled through well last season. Hopefully, you guys can pull through this year. I think Hank Tierney will. I think the school itself will.
I think so, too. Thank you, John. I think we will.
That's Father Stephen Shafran from Shaw High School.
All right, thank you very much, John. Ken Trahan and Henry Rando. We're set for football after all here this evening as the Jesuit Blue Jays will kick it off. Archbishop Shaw will receive the opening kickoff. Pat Neely will kick it off for Jesuit as we're just about set to get underway. And the opening kickoff by Neely sails down to about the 8-yard line. Taken at that point, return to the 15, 20, the 25, and hit there and down at about the 27-yard line is number 33, Bruce James, and that's where Shaw will start its first possession of the evening. As we alluded to, as we'll check out that Shaw offense here at the first opportunity. Shaw has already clinched the #1 spot in District 10-5A, Henry, for the 4th consecutive year, and that's unprecedented.
And Kenny, not only that, winning 4 straight, but this could be the 3rd straight year that they've gone through the district, the Catholic League, undefeated, and that's saying something.
A good look at the Archbishop Shaw quarterback, who is Carlos Jones, a talented senior, 5'11", 170. Split backs behind him on 1st and 10. And he runs the option, their favorite play. And running room, 30, 35, cut back, 40 up, first down to about the 44-yard line. On the carry is Bruce James, the talented sophomore at 5'9", 150, whom you saw return the kickoff.
Well, Kenny, they're running the option here. They're running the pitch off the lead option. Bruce James does a nice job of weaving his way through the Jesuit defense and picks up a first down on the first play.
Here's the Shaw offense, talented indeed. Surrency, a great front. Pitts, Morgan, Rogers, Onkar, and Knockhand. John Dalton, the tight end. Jones, Tucker, Danagol, and Coates. Bruce James will alternate as well, as you saw. On first down, 10 the 44-yard line, off the fake option the other way. Flag down the pitch outside, and brought down for a 1-yard gain was Bruce James at about the 45-yard line. Again, a flag down on the play. We'll check that. Great pursuit by Marchant Kenny, among others, holding Shaw the indication.
Well, Kenny, again, it's the same play, basically, except it got a little counter action, but it is the pitch, the Jones to James. Picks up a few yards, but there's a penalty against the Eagles here, and Jesuit, in all likely, will take that penalty.
All right, holding is the call against Shaw. Penalty marked off as we look at the Blue Jay defense. Nathan Abercrombie, Parrish, Charbonnet, and Weiss across the front. The linebackers, Glorioso, Weber, Tridico, and Kenny's outstanding. Murphy, Bowman, and Pareto, the secondary. On first down, 20 yards to go. Shaw on their own 34-yard line. Carlos Jones fakes the counter, wants to throw. Stops in the flat, has a man complete. That is Tucker. Across the 45 to about the 47-yard line is Jay Tucker. Good runner and an outstanding pass receiver who had a 19-yard touchdown catch last week against De La Salle.
Nice play-action pass by Jones. Tucker slipping out from the backfield, causing a linebacker to pick him up, and they pick up that penalty yardage plus a couple of more.
Will Murphy drove him out of bounds. It will be second down and about 8 yards to go from the 46-yard line efficient. Again, the split backs behind Carlos Jones. Off the fake, Jones the pitch. Can he get outside? Yes. Nice job by James. Down the sideline. Rambles in the Jesuit territory. All the way down to about the 28. He fumbles the ball. Was he down or not? They say no in Jesuit football. Coming up with the football was Ed Bowman. First turnover of the game. Benefits the Blue Jays.
Well, we're going to see it. It's a load option here. Again, it's the pitch to James. He does a nice job of really juking Pareto out of there and fumbles the ball. Let's see if the ball just stayed in bounds. We should get a better angle at it here.
Sean Weiss made the hit here. Watch it again. Yeah, the ball's clearly out.
Absolutely.
And, wow, awfully close. On first down, running right is Jason Hurstius. Hurstius breaks a tackle across the 30 to about the 33. Picks up about 6 yards on the play. Hurstius, the leading rusher in District 10 5A, 135 carries, 760 yards, 9 touchdowns, would appear to have a collegiate career ahead of him. As we look at the Blue Jay offense, Thompson, the split end, Cola, Celine, Unsworth, Kitchen, Bubrig, and Elliott across the front. Edrington, Marino, Hurstius, and Tarantino completing the skill positions on second down and 4. On the give. Nice move by Hurstius. First down and more. 40, 45, 50. Good speed into Shaw territory and down to about the 42-yard line. Goes Jason Hurstius. First down, Blue Jays. 26 yards officially for Hurstius on the carry.
Well, Kenny, I can remember last year at this time, they liked to run the sweep with Hurstius, and this young man really came into his own around this time last year. Justin Jr., he came in for an injured player, if I remember, last year. DiMaggio, that's correct, and really came into his own.
The Shaw defense, Borg, Raymond, McCullough, Creeth, Brown, Caldwell, Jackson, Phillips, and James. Gegenheimer is in there as well, along with Grenier completing the starting lineup. On first down, the give is to Hurstius across the 40. Good yardage again to about the 36. Pick up a 5, maybe 6 yards for Jason Hurstius, who thus far has been dominant.
Nothing fancy about this. It's just a wham or an isolation play off the motion. Hand off to the tailback from the eye, and Hurstius picks up 4 or 5 yards, and the Jays are running right at Shaw in their first possession.
Thomas Grenier, Jason Caldwell on the stop, a gain of 6, second and 4, the 36-yard line. It's Elliott in motion. Off the fake, Edrington wants to throw. Pass is going to be batted down and incomplete, almost intercepted. Colby McCullough got it from his defensive end position, and then it was almost picked off. On McCullough's some player, 6'4", 238. McCullough is just a junior, and what a future he has.
And Ken, a lot of people feel like he's the best defensive player in this district. Nice job, jumps up, slaps it down. Oh, what a great job by the junior defensive end.
In particular, since Elliott was wide open in the flat. Third down, 4 yards to go. Jesuit at the Shaw 36, 8:38 to play, first quarter, no score. High formation and then contact. That'll cost Shaw 5 yards and a first down for Jesuit.
Well, encroachment by the Eagles there, and gee whiz, that's something that you don't want to have happen to you on the first drive like this. Big first down for the Blue Jays, who are celebrating homecoming.
Well, you would think they could have picked an easier opponent, right, to have their homecoming? Don't you want those to be wins normally?
Sometimes.
Yeah. And I'm not saying it won't be tonight. It will just be a tough task. On first down, quick snap. They give to Hurstius. Running right with running room again. To the 25-yard line goes Jason Hurstius. As he continues to carry the load. Telly Borg on the stop. A gain of 6. It will be 2nd and 4.
Well, Hurstius has shown good speed last year, and of course this year. He runs track for the Blue Jays. He just puts an outside move on here on the defense. He's able to get outside, led there by 32, Brian Marino, also a senior, returning starter in the backfield for the Jays. And they're doing an excellent job right here running the football.
2nd down, 4 yards to go. The 25-yard line off the fake to give to Hurstius. Not this time. Trapped in the backfield. Driven back. And the big play defensively. 71, the first man there, Telly Borg. And then polished off finally for Shaw defensively by 41, John Seacott.
Well, you're going to see 71, Borg just gets penetration. He causes Hurstius to bounce outside or try to bounce outside, and boy, there's no room there. Nice play.
Let's get a good look at Seacott, a good-looking 6'3", 230-pound junior tackle. A loss of 3 yards. It's 3rd and 7. And shotgun formation time for Jesuit. Wiggins Edgerton fakes to Hurstius. Throws it complete. Marino, 25 to the 20 to the 14 and a first down Jesuit. Ryan Marino off the good throw from Edgerton into the Shaw secondary before Casey Phillips can make the stop. And this is a good-looking drive.
Well, I really like the play here. They got him in a position where the linebackers have to cover the backs coming out the backfield. And you're going to see right there, Marino just outruns 48 there. 48 being Luis Bustamante. And a first down.
On first down, Marino straight ahead. Fights his way down close to the 5, close to the 4. Close to a first down. As he just fought his way straight ahead behind a good offensive line surge by the Blue Jays. And Marino is close to a first down. Watch the surge.
Just a nice trap up in the middle right there. Really a fine job up there by the offensive line. Both Kitchen, Sallin, and Unsworth. A nice job combination there, running the trap, guard trap.
Don Jackson and Donald Rule combine on the stop finally for Shaw. 2nd down, less than a yard to go with 6:13 to play in the first quarter. No score. Ken Trahan with Henry Rando and John Forcade, and a timeout on the field taken by Jesuit with 6:08 to play here in the first quarter. Here's our score. Archbishop Shaw nothing, Jesuit nothing. You're watching the Cox Cable Prep Football Game of the Week. Back in just a moment.
Ringing the hall.
6:08 to play in the first quarter. Jesuit and Shaw no score, but the Blue Jays threatening. 2nd down, less than a yard inside the Shaw 5-yard line. This drive following a turnover, and it's been a lengthy one for Jesuit.
Well, Kenny, they ran a sweep out of this formation to Hurstius to the top of your screen.
Motion man Elliott. They run off left tackle with Hurstius for a touchdown, and Jesuit takes the lead. 6:03 to play in the first quarter. Jason Hurstius bolts in from 5 yards out, and the Blue Jays take a 6-0 lead.
And a nice play there, and a nice blocking scheme, putting the tight end in motion there. That's Billy Elliott coming off, and Hurstius goes in, standing up, and the Jays take and draw first blood and take the lead.
Extra point attempt is forthcoming from Pat Neely. Soccer-style kicker right into your living room. There it is. Nicely done. Timeout on the field. 6:03 to play first quarter in the Dome. Jesuit 7, Archbishop Shaw nothing. Back in just a moment with more action from the Louisiana Superdome on Cox Cable. Look at the homecoming court and the Jesuit mascot here this evening. Do I see a face coming out of that mouth? Nice looking bunch indeed. Happy bunch thus far. Jesuit leads 7-0. Kickoff by Pat Neely. And again, it's fielded by Bruce James. Fumbled, picked up. James to the 20 and buried. James hit hard, driven back. 84 leads the charge for Jesuit. And the Blue Jays doing the job on special teams.
Just a nice job of coverage here. It's muffed there by Bruce James. By the time he recovers, he's just smothered in there. First guy making the hit was number 84, and we don't happen to have his number, Kenny.
Sure
so
don't.
unfortunately, we can't call the young man's name.
First down, Shaw from the 20-yard line. Again, Carlos Jones, the quarterback, split backs behind him. Off the veer, off tackle for a yard, and that's all, maybe 2, as he gave it this time to number 11, Brian Danagol, 5'8", 155-pound senior who ran for 2 touchdowns. Watch the hit on Jones after he hands it off here. Wow.
Well, they're assigned everybody there. Nice job. That's Marshawn Kenny, number 49. Kenny, that drive for the Jays on the first possession went 74 yards in just 8 plays. Hurstius capping it off with a 5-yard run. Put the Jays on top here.
Second down, 8 from the 22. Option play, left side, good block. 20, 25, and a nice tackle in the open field at about the 26-yard line on the ball carrier, Mark Coates, who picks up about 5 yards on the play. And this is a fine defensive play to prevent a big play, Henry.
It sure is, Ken. It's number 16. That's Ed Bauman coming in from his secondary position. Shaw's got to feel like they can get outside on Jesuit. They've run every play now, basically, has been a speed or a lead option, which means the quarterback's just going to take the ball and they attack the defensive end.
3rd and 4, the 26-yard line for Shaw, wide side, the right side of the field. Jones, quarterback draw. Jones is going to be knifed down, but appears to have his first down. Boy, was he hit. At about the 31-yard line, seems to have his first down, however. Got just enough and gets up okay, and that's good news. Watch the vicious hit he takes here.
Well, he fakes the pass, comes on off, gets the lead option. And a really nice job. Again, that's Ed Bauman coming up from his secondary position, his cornerback position. Nice job, avoids a block, gets over there, gets a little help from Sean Weiss.
Bauman, 5'11", 160-pound senior who had a 25-yard catch on a fake punt against Brother Martin a week ago. 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line for Shaw. Second possession of the game. Fake counter, roll out by Jones. He can run if he wishes, but he'll throw deep, and has his man. 25, 20, and down on the 17-yard line is the tight end, John Dalton. Big play for Shaw. First down, John Dalton and the Eagles, and what a throw by Carlos Jones.
Really nice execution by the Eagles. You're going to see right there, they run bootleg action off of a cross from the backs. They ran this before, but this time they hit the deep man, the tight end, dragging across, and that's Johnny Dalton. And Shaw's in business here, the ball resting on the 16-yard line.
53 yards on the completion from Jones to Dalton. Murphy makes a touchdown-saving tackle. 1st and 10, Eagles threatening from the Jesuit 16. And the option play. And the pitch to Coates. Coates cuts it back. Coates inside the 10 to about the 9. Bowman on the tackle for Jesuit. Pickup of about 7 yards. It will be 2nd down and 3. 3:10 and counting in the quarter.
And again, it's Ed Bauman who comes in again. You'll see him come at the top of your picture there. He's coming in from his safety, or in this case, his deep back position, and he makes really a touchdown-saving tackle there. Nice play by Bauman. He's been on the last 3.
2nd down, 3. Shaw from the Jesuit 9. Twin receivers right. Jones. Straight ahead, Danagol. Close to a first down to about the 8. Looks like he's about a half a yard short. It will be 3rd down. Danagol ran for a couple of touchdowns against De La Salle last week.
Well, Kenny, they're running behind the 2 big guys, Joe Pitts and Dwayne Morgan there, 59 and 54. And a 3rd and about 2 now, so this is a big play for the Eagles, hoping to get back in this ball game and trailing 7-zip.
From the 8-yard line, 3rd down, a short 2 for Shaw. 3 receivers set here for the Eagles on short yardage. The option play. Jones keeps. Jones breaks a tackle, gets a first down and more. He was down. He fumbled the ball. Jesuit recovered, but they say he was down at the 1. Trying with the extra effort to stretch it into the end zone with his left hand. Lost the ball when it made contact with the ground. Judge for yourself.
Well, it's a load option. He's trying to put the ball over the line there and break the plane. We can't see it from that but we'll see it right here. It will be an excellent, and I mean an excellent view coming right at you here. You're going to see Jones spins, gets a little extra effort here, but I believe his knee is down right there before he's able to lose the ball.
Absolutely. First and goal from the 1 and a flag down. That stops play. Roy Hoffman, the referee here tonight, and offsides Jesuit. That'll be half the distance, which will put the ball at the half-yard line. Make it first and goal once again. Let's take a look at that last play once again, and you'll see he was down as he tried to stretch the ball out, Henry.
Right, Ken, watch his knee right here. He's starting to stretch it out right here. He still has possession of the ball. His knee is down, and now he loses it.
On first down, the dive and a touchdown, Shaw. Mark Coates off right tackle, and the Eagles get on the board with 1:20 to play in the first quarter.
Well, nothing fancy there. Just a counter give. They pull the tray, or both tackle and guard, and Coach just dives it in. Mark Coates, just a junior, and really is getting a lay of playing time. Good shot of it here. You see both of the guard and tackle pull. Coates breaking into plane with the ball. Shaw trying to tie it up.
Pat Marks will try the extra point. Ridgely to hold. The kick is on its way. It's in the air, and it's good. Marks converts. Timeout on the field with 1:20 to play first quarter. We've got a good one. Our score, Jesuit 7, Shaw 7. Back from the Superdome right after this. 1:20 to play first quarter in the Superdome. Shaw 7, Jesuit 7. An impressive drive by the Eagles answering the Blue Jays.
Yes, it was, Ken. It was an 8-play, 80-yard drive answering the Jesuit score. Coates going over from the 1 with a dive. The kick for the extra point was good, and we're tied up here 7-7.
And here's the Shaw kickoff, floating deep and fielded at the 10-yard line. Up the middle of the 15 is Bowman, 20, 25, and hit him down to about the 27-yard line on the stop with 17, Donald Rule. Blue Jays will start this possession at their own 27, 1:13 to play in the first quarter.
Well, you're going to see right here, Ed Bauman gets the ball deep around his 10-yard line. They're trying. He does a little stutter step and then tries to break it to the left there. But he's got no room to go. And really, Shaw now defensively is going to have to do something to stop this Jesuit offense. The first time they got their hands on the ball, they really moved it at will.
High formation in motion is Bill Thompson on first down. The pitch to Hurstius running right. Short side of the field. Sticks it in there hard for about 5 to the 33-yard line. Telly Borg at 6'3", 240. The junior makes the stop.
Well, you're going to watch right there. You see Borg. Watch 71. He's right there in the middle of the screen. Does a nice job of continuing with his angle of pursuit, working down the line of scrimmage and making the play.
Boy, Jesuit had a lot of good blocks on that play. Borg was the only one able to shed his block. Otherwise, it might have been a big play.
Kenny, they've had great success with that toss.
A 2nd and 5 from the 33-yard line. Thompson in motion again. The give to Hurstius again. This time he's going to be stopped. Dragged down at the line of scrimmage. And again, Telly Borg had penetration for Shaw. Might have been the final play of the third quarter, and in fact will be first quarter, obviously. As we see the play again by Shaw, an injured Shaw play on the field. We'll check that as we watch the play again.
Kenny, it's the counter tray again from the eye. Nice looking play, but Shaw just doesn't buy it, and they just smother him.
Colby McCullough was there as well. And again, there's an injured Eagle on the field. And with that injury and with a break in the action, let's go down to the playing field right now for this report with John Forcade. All right, we'll have John for you in just a moment. In the meantime, we are checking out the injury. Still can't make out who that player is. Henry Shaw into this game 7-1 on the season. Unbeaten in district play. As we mentioned, 4 consecutive titles in this league is truly amazing. It's possible, should they lose this game, that they could end up in a tie for the title, but they would represent this district as the #1 team. All right, let's go down to the field now. John Forcade is ready with this report. John?
Kenny, I tell you what, if I would have thought that the score would be 7-7 at the end of the first quarter, I'd have made a serious bet. But I tell you what, Jesuit's playing a heck of a football game right now. They got one break, though. There was a fumble we thought that was out of bounds down here when Shaw was driving their first possession. But that's the breaks, and Jesuit scores. Shaw comes back and answers with a long bomb. I tell you, Shaw's going to be tough to stop right now.
All right, John, thank you very much. End of the first quarter. 7-7 our score. The Blue Jays and the Eagles. And the injured Shaw player helped off the field. Henry was 39. Fred Martinelli, a 6'1", 180-pound junior. We'll check him as we look at the Shaw cheerleaders on the far side of the field. Well, that's been a good first quarter of action, as John alluded to. And he had a pretty close look at that fumble earlier. That thing was awfully close to being at the sideline.
Well, he couldn't have got any closer, Kenny. That's where he's making his report, right there where the ball was fumbled. Of course, some people would say it was set like a true Eagle.
Of course. 3rd and 5 from the 33 here for Jesuit. Malachi Hall comes wide to the right side. Thompson is wide to the left. As they try to get the clock straight, which reads 11:48 to play in the second quarter. We haven't even started the quarter yet. 12 seconds have disappeared. Just like that. While we have this opportunity, we want to tell all of our fans out there that, yes, we do intend to bring you a state playoff game a week from tonight. So if you've been loyal to us all year, you'll reap the benefits starting next week when we bring you state playoff action. We cannot tell you who that might be simply because the pairings are being made as we speak. So therefore, we'll have a top area playoff game for you next week here on the Cox Cable Prep Football Game of the Week. On 3rd and 5, I formation behind Edrington. Thompson, the motion man, once again. You'll see that a lot. Edrington in trouble, sidelined and down. Won't have a first down. Out of bounds by Telly Borg. And by 41, John Seacott, in a punting situation for Jesuit.
Kenny, I didn't like that particular play because they ran it into the sideline and they didn't give the quarterback a chance to actually work. Shaw did a nice job of using the sideline as an extra man, and as a result of that, none of the receivers was able to get open. So forced the Jays to punt here.
Wiggins Edrington is the punter. Twin safeties deep to receive it for Shaw. No rush here. Edrington hits a beautiful punt. Just beautiful. Fielded at the 26. This is James. Breaks a tackle. James, look out. Sideline and out of bounds at about the Jesuit 46-yard line by Wiggins Edrington, the punter.
And Kenny, he was the only man there to stop it for 6. I guarantee you, the little quarterback showed a lot of guts there. Does a nice job. It's good hang time on it, but Shaw is actually setting up the wall. As you look at it to the left, you're going to see all the white shirts coming there. James does a nice job, and you're going to see Edrington just puts a little block on him, a little body block, and saves 6.
First down, 10 yards to go. Shaw from the Jesuit 46, great field position, tied 7-7. They run up the middle for the first time, pick up 2 or 3 yards. That was 33 Bruce James. As you mentioned, Henry, they've been outside oriented thus far, thinking they've got the speed to get it done that way. Here they tried it inside.
Kenny, they've showed, I think, excellent play selection by running the thing outside and doing a good job of running that lead option, forcing the Jesuit corners to come up and have to play one-on-one football.
Tanner Tridico, the sophomore, on the last stop. Second down, about 8 from the 44-yard line. And a little premature movement on the left side there by the tight end Dalton will likely cost Shaw 5 yards. Second down now, and 13 yards from the 49. Split backs, and again, movement. Again on the left side, this time not the tight end, but the left tackle Pitts, and that'll cost Shaw 5 more yards, and they're going in the wrong direction after having great field position.
Well, that scares me. You're going to see he just raises outside of his offensive line position right there, draws the Jays into the neutral zone, causing a false start.
Which will make it second down and 18 yards now from the 46-yard line. Receivers on either side for Carlos Jones, who wants to throw with time, deep, down the middle, and incomplete. Had a man there. Eugene Ridgely had gotten by Will Murphy, but the throw was a bit too tall. Jones displays a good arm.
Well, this is again off their bootleg action across the backs. This time Ridley just runs a post and just tries to go deep. For the deep six here, the ball just slightly overthrown. Watch it right here. Oh, man, a couple of strides.
It'll be third down, 18 yards to go from the 46-yard line. Reverse coming, no. Jones will keep on the option. Now will pitch. They'll run out of room at about the 48-yard line. Drilled out of bounds by Marchand Kenny, who picks up a personal foul penalty, and that is going to really hurt Jesuit. Kenny drove James out of bounds, and I don't know if we'll pick it up here, but he simply ran over him after he was down. And
Kenny, we'll see it right here. We're going to see it right here because they're coming right to our camera.
And we're not going to see it. Don't ever presuppose things. That really hurts Jesuit. They had him stopped. It's going to cost him 15 yards and give Shaw a new life. Penalty to the 38-yard line will make it 3rd and 2, and what a difference that makes. But clearly the right call, Henry.
Absolutely.
That young man, Marchand Kenny, is an outstanding football player. He's something to watch. Extremely active, emotional player. Got a little bit emotional there. All over the field, generally speaking. All right, they call it a dead ball post-possession foul on Kenny, so it's 4th down and 2 as opposed to 3rd down, and Shaw will go for it. So obviously that was after the play.
Well, Kenny, look for the lead option here. They've gotten, I think, a lot of success out of getting outside on the corner.
From the 38-yard line, counter play, 1st down. Inside the 35 to the 32-yard line is Bruce James. Kenny was there, but not before. A 1st down is made by James, who's looked very good early on, just a sophomore.
You're going to see it right here. It's just a counter trap inside. Bruce James really does a nice job. I really like him, Kenny. He's just a sophomore. Nice hole there, and Shaw's driving.
Kenny and Bowman on the stop from the 32-yard line. Jones wants to throw. He has all day. Stops, throws deep toward the end zone. Pass. It's going to be incomplete. Close. No cigar intended out there for Eugene Ridgely. He almost came down with it. See for yourself.
Well, Kenny, what they're doing here is they're matching Will Murphy to Ridgely. Murphy is just 5'10". You're going to see him right there behind him. No, that's not Murphy. Let's see who that is behind him.
Oh, couldn't tell. And that might have been Peter Pareto, 45. 2nd down, 10 yards to go from the 32-yard line. And a quarterback draw once again finds a hole. Look out, 25-20. Jones is going to go the distance. Forget it. Touchdown, Shaw. Carlos Jones from 32 yards out, and the Eagles take a 13-7 lead.
Well, you got to realize, too, once he gets it open, you're looking at the 100-meter and 200-meter champion, not only in the Catholic League, but also in the metropolitan area. So once he gets to the secondary here, it's Katie by the door. It's all over. Jones just easily strides into the end zone, the last 10.
Extra point forthcoming by this man, Pat Marks. Out of the hole to Ridgely. Perfect snap, perfect kick. Time out on the field, 9:04 to play in the first half. And the Shaw Eagles have rallied to take a 14-7 lead over Jesuit. We'll be back in just a moment on the Cox Cable Prep Football Game of the Week. All right, let's watch the touchdown again. Here's the touchdown by Jones from ground level.
Well, you see 59 Pitts is pulling there. He does a nice job, him and Danny Morgan. And boy, I tell you, once they throw blocks, it's an excellent job.
The kickoff to Jason Hurstius, and he's knifed down at about the 24-yard line by Pat Marks. And that's where Jesuit will put it in play, trailing 14-7 with 8:58 to play in the half.
Well, Kenny, the Eagles counted after Jesuit tying it up 7-7. It only took them 6 plays, 46 yards. And, of course, the last 32 was carried by their great quarterback, Carlos Jones.
From the 24-yard line, 1st down, 10 Jesuit with Edrington, the quarterback, sending Bill Elliott in motion. Giving it to the first man, Marino finds some running room out to about the 29-yard line for a pickup of 5. It'll be 2nd down and about 5 from that point as they peel getting up off the bottom of the pile for Shaw.
like
Colby
this
McCullough.
Right, I like this little trap inside. You're going to see right there the guard pulling there. That's number 58, Chris Kohler. Does a nice job of running the guard trap. Marino, good job. Leans forward, picks up that positive yardage like a fullback should.
On second down, we'll call it a long 4 from the 30-yard line. They fake the counter. Edrington rolls, stops, throws, pass tipped, incomplete. Boy, a great read on the play by Shaw, and number 17, Donald Rule, was there waiting.
Off the counter action now, you're going to see Edrington come on out here. And the lineman just touches the ball there.
Well, actually, it went off the hand of Marino.
Off of Marino.
No, it goes off of Marino, not the lineman.
Let's see.
Pass was tall. This pass goes off of Brian Marino. Right there. It's those young eyes, Henry. As I speak, he adjusts his glasses, and we look at some of the homecoming wild ones on the Jesuit side of the field this evening. Third down, 4 yards to go from about the 30-yard line. And a flag is down, and I think Jesuit may have taken too much time. They have. That's going to cost him 5. It will be 3rd and 9. A question for you, Henry.
Yeah.
Jesuit had such success running the football on that first possession. Are you surprised that they try to throw in these situations?
Yeah, I am, Kenny. You know, sometimes you can really think that all of a sudden you're gonna try to switch people up or trying to trick them up, and I don't believe that. I think Jesuit had a very good game plan coming in here. I think they sold their kids all week long that they could run the football, and I think that's what they got to do.
Well, here's a 4-receiver set. You don't see this much in high school level. Off the shotgun, Edrington with time, throws over the middle, diving effort. Did he catch it? No. Great effort there by the intended receiver, who is number 4, Ben Tarantino, but the pass was thrown too low.
Well, like you said, Kenny, a four wide receiver set. Edrington throws the ball in there. It's just a little short. Yes, it is.
Let's see it again.
Okay.
Looked like it hit the ground. Good call. Edrington above. Boy, they don't miss many, do they?
No, they don't.
Here's another fine punt.
Great kick.
Really good kick by Edrington. It is fielded by Ridley. Trying to get outside. He is caught, and he will be stopped cold by Marchant Kenny, 49. Once Kenny gets hold of you, it's hard to get away. Guy's
he really
good
is.
Football player.
You know, he's just a junior. He's 6'2", 200 pounds, and has really, I think, excellent speed. Look at this. Look at this kick. I mean, it turns over just like you try to teach somebody. Great job there. Coach Ridley gets it, but is not able to get into the alley. And boy, that's what the Jays have to do to stay in this football game, trailing 14-7.
The Jayettes talking it over on the 34-yard line. 1st and 10 Eagles. And a big hole. Look out into the secondary. Bursting across midfield to the Jesuit 48 is Bruce James for a 1st down. A gain of 18 yards for James, who's been perhaps the most impressive Shaw back thus far.
Well, it's just a counter trap off the lead option, and they really set the Jays up with that because they had been running the lead option the first 2 possessions, and they come back with this. They had not shown this before. Boy, they get a big yardage plus.
Bowman making another tackle. Jones grits a block. Look out, 40, 35. Needs one more block. Doesn't get it, but goes all the way to the 21-yard line. 26 yards and a 1st down for Carlos Jones before Murphy can make the stop. And the strategy session ensues for Jesuit's offense.
Jesuit here is actually in a man-to-man defense. You can't see here, but all of a sudden you'll see 24, Will Murphy, come on up. Prior to that right there, he had his back to the ball and was running up with the wide receiver playing a man-to-man. That's the disadvantage of playing man-to-man.
From the 21, 1st and 10, the counter play, and this time Coates is going to be nailed after about a yard gain. Took a hard hit in there. He's driven back. Marchant Kenny's in there at the bottom of the pile. Sean Charbonnet is also there for Jesuit, 89. We'll see it again.
Well, again, it's the trap inside. They full block with the guard and the tackle, which means the tackle, 54, comes around. That's Dwayne Morgan. But none of that on that play. Boy, the Jays really stuffed it.
Nice play by Charbonnet.
Right.
6'3", 225, the senior. 2nd down, 9 from the 20-yard line. And the option and the pitch. Danigal has all kinds of room. 15, 10, 5. Danigal scores.
Danigal better to shake that wide receiver's hand out there because that young man did a great job of blocking. I'm going to catch him. He's going to the sideline. Hopefully we can catch the block downfield. But boy, nice pitch. And you're going to see the block to the outside right here on the left side of your screen, right there. That's number 28, Sean Sorensi. And boy, he really does a great job there, Kenny. That was magnificent.
All right, the extra point is kicked, and it is no good as it goes off to the left on the attempt. Let's see the touchdown again. You'll see the good block by Sorensi, and Danagol went in basically untouched.
But once they get it outside, and you're going to see at the top of your screen right now, right there it is. Danagol just doesn't really have to do anything but run the ball into the end zone. Sean Sorensi, great job, and that's what you teach your wideouts on the veer to do. They do a great job of getting in there and being real tough. They call it a screen block or a shadow block. Just keep yourself between the ball carrier and the defensive man. Nice job.
Good drive indeed. And a pretty quick drive as well, Henry.
Well, that's right, Kenny. It was just a quick 4-play drive, 66 yards. Danagol going the last 20, and Shaw now has scored 20 unanswered points.
Here's the kickoff. A sailor, tough one to handle. Nice job of handling that by Bowman. Cuts back at the 25. Nice move to the 30. Another nice move. 35 for it. Look at this run by Bowman. Terrific effort. Up to about the 48-yard line. He's been a shining light for Jesuit thus far. Ed Bowman, who returns it to about the 48-yard line, gives the Jays great field position with 5:12 to play in the half.
He really does, Ken. Not only is he doing a good job on defense, but he comes up here, scoops the ball off the ground, and boy, you're going to see some weaving and wobbing here and all kind of different things. I'm telling you right now, great job. Look at that.
Maybe they've got this guy on the wrong side of the ball.
Yeah. You have to tell him, Ed, you're making me look bad, son.
He's a good-looking player. 5'11", 160, a senior. Defensive back. I formation behind Edrington on 1st and 10. Jesuit from their own 48. Clock running with 4:50 to play in the half. Off the fake. Edrington again wants to throw. A screen to Hurstius. Gets one block. Has room. 50, 45, 40. Breaks a tackle. 35. Drags the tackler to the 33. And a first down, Jesuit. Pickup of about 19 yards.
Nice fake by the little quarterback. Wiggins Edrington does a great job of faking. And then you're going to see a great job. Watch this. I mean, this is good football. Watch the men in front of him here. You know, that's Chris Kohler and number 75, Boyd Kitchen. That's the way football's played.
Yeah, the guys up front doing the number there. On first down, tripped up as Hurstius at about the 31. Penetration defensively by 77, Richie LeBlanc. LeBlanc makes a nice play. The senior at 5'9", 215 prevents a bigger gain. Gain of 2, second down and 8. With 4 minutes to play in the first half, Ken Trahan, Henry Rando. We'll hear from John Forcade shortly. Thompson wide left, wide to the right is Malachi Hall. Now they slot the tight end Elliott, who goes in motion. And they give to Hurstius. 30, 25. Look out. Great cutback. 20 to the 18, maybe the 17. And a first down, Jason Hurstius having a big gain. Picks up 14 yards before Torrey James can bring him down.
I really like this play. Again, it's the counter tray. You're going to see both the linemen there. And that's Kohler and Sallin. Boy, I mean, that is really, really good execution. I mean, that's what you really teach. That's what you draw on the blackboard right there. And, of course, Jason Hurstius makes a lot of people look good. He's carried the ball 10 times for 68 yards so far.
Make it 11, and he's getting some more yardage here outside of the 10. Cuts back and down to about the 7, close to a first down, is Jason Hurstius. Good blocking up front as they've been able to get outside. Both teams have with regularity, Henry.
Yes, they have, Kenny. I really, that has kind of shocked me thus far. First of all, as much scoring as we've had so far, we've had 27 points in this ball game, and we're going to have we look like we're going to have another touchdown. But I really didn't expect this game to go like it's going. I expected a defensive battle.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Shaw coming off of a shutout victory a week ago over St. Aug, a game that gave him this district title. First and 10. Oh, no, it's second and inches. They didn't get the first. Second and inches here. They pitch to Hurstius. Hurstius has a first down and more, and he's knocked out of bounds at about the 1-yard line. Ran out of room and got bumped out of bounds over there by Jason Caldwell, preventing the touchdown, but it's first down and goal from the goal mouth at the 1-yard line.
Again, it's just a toss sweep here. Marino leading, does the kick-out block. Good block there by Cola. Hurstius comes right there, just gets knocked out at the 1-yard line.
Boy, Cola blocked 2 guys there. Bounced off the first guy, got the second. First and goal, Jesuit from the 1 with a full house backfield. You think Hurstius will get it? Yes. Hurstius hit. Is he in or not? Close. Laying right on the goal line, and they say no. He's inches short, so it will be second down and goal as they are stopped. The young man's getting a lot of work. 13 carries already.
Kenny, I'd give him the ball 30 times a game. He's a horse, man. You got to give him, when you got a horse like that, you ride him. He doesn't get in there. He doesn't get in there. Nice job there by the inside or the interior people. I mean, it might be a foot, huh?
Yeah, it's about a foot, yeah. Second and goal, again, the full house backfield. They give it to the Hurstius again, and he does the number. Touchdown, Jesuit.
Great surge by the offense. He didn't have to jump. He could have walked in there and set the ball down and turned around and went to the bench. Great job by the JA offensive line. Look at this. Well, they got Shaw way in. I mean, he doesn't have to dive in there.
Boy,
unless he might have dove out on Gerard Street. I think that's where he was going to drop.
He sure showed some jumping ability there. He got up pretty good. Extra point attempt forthcoming. Jesuit trying to jaw within 6 here. As Pat Neely will try the extra point attempt out of the hold of 29, Ricky Roniger. Good snap, ball down, kick up, and did he squeeze it through or not? Yes, he got it through there barely. So a timeout on the field. Our score, Shaw 20, Jesuit 14 with 1:54 to play in the first half. Let's go down to the field now for this report from John Forcade. John?
Well, Kenny and Henry, this is going to definitely turn into a real serious ball game down here. I tell you, the first quarter looked like it was going to be one of those games where Shaw has problems. We understand why they're having problems. And it's going to be a big, long night for Shaw. But all of a sudden, they came back in the second quarter, scored 2 quick touchdowns. Jesuit comes back, a great kickoff return. They score. It's going to be a great ball game. It's 20-14 right now. Look out for a great second half. I tell you what, I'm excited down here. The fans are getting excited. It's homecoming for Jesuit. What more can you say, Kenny? Back up to you, Kenny.
We can say that we're enjoying it too, my friend, as this is certainly an exciting ball game with 1:54 to play in the half. Looks like the calculator is needed to be activated here this evening, Henry, as they're scoring a lot of points.
Boy, they really are, Kenny. And again, a good surge. You're seeing a replay right here. It was a 7-play, 52-yard drive. Hurstius so far has 84 yards on 14 carries and already 2 TDs. Pretty good work.
Excellent kick over the head of, and now fielded by Bruce James, who returns it to about the 28-yard line. So James gets it back in decent shape. Charge led by 15, Michael Breeden, and with 1:45 to play in the half, Shaw will try to add to this 6-point lead.
Kenny, I can't take this no defense. It's driving me crazy. I'm telling you right now, this is somebody tackle somebody.
All right. From the 28-yard line, off the play, fakes Jones. Stops, now under pressure. Rolling out, hit and drop, fumbles the football, and Jesuit has it. The Blue Jays with a big defensive play. Here it is again. You see the pursuit. There's the hit right there by 99.
Tanner Parrish.
Tanner Tridico.
Right.
Tanner Tridico on the hit. Big play by Tridico. Fumble recovered by the Blue Jays, who have it first and 10 from the Shaw 17 with 1:24 to play in the half. Second turnover of the game for the Eagles.
Well, if the Jays can take it in here right before the halftime, we've got ourselves a super football game for you.
The pitch to Hurstius. They run the reverse with Thompson. Gets a great block. 15-10. Cuts back. He's down about the 5. First down, Jesuit at the 5-yard line on the 12-yard game with 58 seconds remaining in the half, and Jesuit has but 1 timeout remaining.
Kenny, the great block was by the little quarterback. Watch this up in the front of you. There he is. Great job there. You talk about a team player. Not many guys will want to do that. Watch him come on out here. Not many teams will take a chance to let your quarterback do that either, but he is a tough little sucker, boy. I tell you what.
Shades of Bobby Hebert.
Yes,
first and goal from the 5-yard line. Elliott in motion. The pitch to Hurstius, running left. Tries to cut it. Hurstius showing good speed, scores! Boy, what a fine run. Parallel to the line of scrimmage till he found the opening, skirts into the end zone, and the Blue Jays have time to score with 33 seconds to play in the half.
Well, you're going to see it's just a toss sweep. Student body right. But Jesuit does what I think really good, and they hold their blocks, and he's able to get on the corner. And once he gets out there, well, Hurstius is tough, I'll tell you.
I watched the tight end, Elliott, with his seal blocks on 2 Shaw defenders to get him into the end zone right there.
Right there, it's
couldn't
number
really
82, right.
All right, to try to take the lead, yes. Pat Neely kicks it true with 33 seconds to play in the first half. The scoreboard continues to light up. It's Jesuit 21, Shaw 20. Back in just a moment on the Cox Cable Prep Football Game of the Week. That's the time remaining in what has been a terrific first half. Look at the score. Blue Jays 21, Shaw 20. Only an extra point denying a tie at this point as Neely kicks it off. Line drive kick bounces at the 10 into the arms of the waiting Mark Coates to the 20. Cuts back, shakes a tackle down at the 24-yard line. Nathan Abercrombie was there to make the stop for Jesuit with 27 seconds to play in the half.
Didn't take the Jays long to score on that last one. Got the turnover. 1-2 plays. Hurstius for the touchdown. Jays on top 21-20. A little bit on Hurstius now. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, he's about 116 yards rushing.
Actually, he's got 89 of those 116 yards that Jesuit has. Fast approaching 100 yards. Jones kneels down here. That'll be the final play of the half as the Eagles wisely will go to the locker room in this situation, trailing by 1. Many people thought Jesuit had nothing to play for this evening. Out of the district championship race, out of the playoffs, the Blue Jays playing with pride, leading Shaw 21-20 on a night of mixed emotions here in the Superdome. We'll take the break here. We'll be back with more of our halftime show, first half highlights, and much more from the Louisiana Superdome on Cox Cable.
Hi, I'm Cindy Enright, Education Coordinator. Join me each month for the Jefferson Education Report, a show designed for the teacher, the parent, and the lifelong learner. Each monthly edition of the Jefferson Education Report highlights educational opportunities available in the community. The show is part of the Cable in the Classroom program provided free of charge to Jefferson Parish schools. So, won't you join me each month on the Jefferson Education Report?
Halftime here in the Superdome. The Jesuit Blue Jays cling to a 21-20 lead over the Shaw Eagles in what has been a terrific football game to this point. Ken Trahan along with Henry Rando. John Forcade down on the field. The first half, offense, and more offense, Henry. And the primary culprit was number 21, Jason Hurstius of Jesuit.
Kenny, I can't say enough for this guy. He has done a great job tonight. He's scored 3 touchdowns already. He's got 89 yards rushing. He's done everything but wash the uniforms, and he may do that when they go back to Canal and Banks.
Well, Jesuit got into the scoreboard first, and we get a look at Hurstius going in from 5 yards out, Henry.
Well, it's just a blast play inside. He just does a nice job of finding daylight, goes in, keeps his balance. Jays are up 7-0 here.
So the Jays took the 7-0 lead. That happened after Shaw turned it over on their initial possession. The Eagles would turn it over twice in the first half, and both times Jesuit would capitalize. So that's been a factor in the game as well.
Oh, absolutely. Turnovers will kill you, and it's put Jesuit not only back into the ball game, but it's put them on top.
There was a point where it appeared like they might be on the brink of folding when they were down 20-7, but they fought back.
Well, that's it, Kenny. They've come back, and they've really scored 14 unanswered points and have taken the lead and the momentum here going in at halftime.
Shaw was efficient offensively as well. Without the turnovers, they were virtually unstoppable. The lead option was the big play. Carlos Jones also threw the ball quite well for Shaw in the first half.
Well, I believe that. You're going to see right here when Shaw gets the ball here. That's Carlos Jones taking the ball. He hands off to Mark Coates. He dives in, ties the ball game at 7-7.
Extra point was good to tie the game, obviously. And Shaw then had it tied 7-7. They took a 14-7 lead, then took a 20-7 lead before Jesuit came back. On the next possession, Hurstius was able to score for the Blue Jays to cut the lead to 20-14. As we look at Carlos Jones scoring here, that was the second score for Shaw. Eagles taking a 14-7 lead at that point. Once he gets outside, forget it. He's got too much speed.
Well, that's it, Kenny. He's the sprint champion in both the 100 and the 200 meters. So the only guy that can catch him is Hurstius, and he's on the bench.
Hurstius indeed could catch a lot of people, and we'll see why on this 5-yard touchdown one, which capped the scoring in the first half.
Well, he just does, a great job of cutting inside the block of Marino. He gets outside, turns the corner, puts the Jays on top here right before the half.
As we said, Shaw has already clinched the #1 spot in the playoffs. So Shaw, with or without a victory here this evening, will represent the district #1, but certainly they're playing for momentum and playing for pride. Jesuit playing for nothing but pride and possibly a shrimp bowl berth when the season is over. All right, let's go down to the field now and get this report from our John Forcade.
Kenny and Henry, about 10 minutes ago, it was 20-7. It looked like Shaw was going to run away with it. All of a sudden, it's 21-20. Jesuit's coming back. They're fired up. But it's amazing. Shaw started the ball game with the tragic death of Stephen Carter, and you can see in their eyes on defense that it wasn't in the ball game. And all of a sudden, they scored 2 quick touchdowns in the second quarter, and all of a sudden, it's 20-7. And then Jesuit decides to come back. They come back. Their offense looks like a pro-style offense. They scored some points. They kicked the extra point. They're ahead 21-20. Hopefully Shaw can come back out here and get their heads back into the ball game, because you're going to see a real good ball game in the second half. I think all in all, whatever you expected this ball game to be a blowout, but one way or the other is all out the windows. I tell you, it's going to be a good second half. I'm looking forward to it. So back to you, Kenny, and back to you, Henry.
All right, thank you very much, John. John would appreciate that Danny Abramowitz spends a lot of time at the Saints training camp studying the Saints offense and Carl Smith's offense and runs a lot of the same formations. Indeed. Halftime here in the Superdome, 21-20, Jesuit on top. We'll take time out here, and when we come back in just a moment, we'll have the start of our second half. Stay with us on the Cox Cable Prep Football Game of the Week.
Nobody tries harder than we do to keep our best coming through. If they work for us, they work for you. So count on Cox Cable to follow through. Oh yeah. Nobody tries harder than we do. You can count on us to follow through.
Cox Cable, you can count on us.
That's our score. Halftime here in the Superdome, 21-20, Jesuit on top of Shaw. Ken Trahan, Henry Rando, John Forcade with us. Halftime festivities have just been concluded. We're waiting for Jesuit to emerge from the locker room. Shaw's already out here, ready to go as you see the Eagles on the field. Blue Jays in that locker room for a long time, pondering what's to come as we look at some first half numbers. Shaw, 157 yards rushing. Jesuit had 116 yards rushing in the first half. Passing, Shaw 2 for 465 yards. Jesuit 2 for 533 yards. 4 penalties, 25 yards for Shaw. 3 penalties, 21 yards for Jesuit. Blue Jays had 1 sack. That forced a fumble, by the way. Big play. 2 turnovers for Shaw, none for Jesuit. Each team ran 23 plays, interestingly enough, in the first half. The leading rusher, Jesuit's Jason Hurstius, 15 carries, 89 yards, all 3 touchdowns. For Shaw, Carlos Jones, 5 carries, 71 yards and a touchdown, plus those 2 completions for 33 yards passing. All right, let's go down to the field now and get this update heading into the second half from John Forcade.
Kenny and Henry, I'll tell you what, expect an exciting second half. But Jesuit to come out in the second half, I think what they need to do is they need to throw the football on Shaw. Maybe not just necessarily throw it deep, but maybe a little play action, a little razzle-dazzle here. Danny Abramowitz is a coach that does a lot of pro-style coaching. As far as Shaw needs to work on the ground game, run the football. They can run the football. I know for sure they can run the football. Don't panic. Don't try to go to the air against Jesuit. Just take what they give you, and I expect a great second half. Both teams coming out fired up in the second half. I expect a ball game. It's going to be a high-scoring ball game. I already showed it right now. It's 21-20 first half. Look for a big, maybe in the 40-point range for the second half. Kenny, Henry, sit tight because you're going to enjoy the second half. Back up to you guys.
Boy, he's fired up, Henry.
But he won't pick a winner for me. He's driving me crazy, John.
Henry likes defense. John likes offense. I'm the guy in between here. I got to sit between these two guys and referee this thing as Shaw will kick it off to start the second half. Pat Marks handles those duties. Deep for Jesuit to receive will be Bowman and Jason Hurstius. Standing at about the 10. Second half. Is underway. Line drive kick bounces. Hurstius at the 15. What a hit. The 22-yard line demolished, caved in, collapsed by 18 Carlos Escobar, 5'9", 160-pound junior. Perhaps that will wake up the Eagles here to start the second half. Watch this hit again.
Well, that definitely could set the tone for the second half. Hurstius, I mean, all of a sudden, bam. Woo.
What a pop. 22-yard line as we look at the Shaw defense with Bohr, Raymond, McCullough, Creeth, Brown, Caldwell, Jackson, Phillips, James, Gegenheimer, and Grenier, the other two starters. On first down from the 22, the pitch goes to Hurstius running right, gets one block, crashes to about the 27, pickup of about 5 yards before 41, John Seacott, who's been active, makes the stop.
Well, they went right back to the quick pitch or the toss sweep there. Even though they ran away from the motion of the tight end, they still ran right at Shaw. And boy, they do a nice job. I'll tell you, they really have done a fine job of running that particular football play tonight against the Eagles.
Jesuit taking a long time getting up to the line of scrimmage. As they rush up there now, they're going to have to hurry to get the play off as Elliott goes in motion and they get it off. And they give it to Hurstius, and why not? Look at him go. First down and more, 35-40, out of bounds around the 45-yard line. Jason Hurstius continues to shine brightly. Knocked out of bounds by 5, Torrey James. Hurstius goes over 100 yards with that carry.
One of the things he has to do here, fans, is that he gets to the sideline. He should lower his shoulder here and take that guy on right there. Instead, he takes the lick instead of delivering the lick. And he'll learn that. He'll learn
look
that.
at the Blue Jay offense, led by Hurstius, Marino, Edrington, the backfield, Tarantino, Elliott, Bubrick, Kitchen, Unsworth, Saline, Cola, and Thompson. On first down, off the fake, Edrington looks, throws, has a man. What a great no! Oh, could not pull it down. Looked like a tremendous catch as the ball was thrown behind him. Reached back, got his hands on it, but couldn't pull it in. Great effort by Hull. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, he was open on the deep curl route you're going to see right here. I mean, a nice play. The ball is just thrown behind him where he just can't get his body back to come back and make the play. That's Hull, Malachi Hull.
Well, 2nd down and 10 yards to go from the 45-yard line. The pitch to Hurstius running right. This time he's going to run into some stiff resistance. Manages to bounce off and get a yard or two. And there was really nothing there. Casey Phillips was there to meet him at the line of scrimmage head on. He managed to get a couple anyway.
Again the toss sweep here. With penetration, and that's what Shaw's got to do. Their corners and outside linebackers have got to get up there on the line of scrimmage, and they've got to make the play right there, right there. Nice job.
So from the 46-yard line, officially 3rd down, 8 yards to go, Jesuit. And they go to the 4 wide receiver set, which we saw earlier. They run Roniger in motion, and Edrington out of the shotgun in trouble, steps up wisely, throws, has a man caught, first down. Across the 45 to the 42 is Brian Marino. Good job by Wiggins Edrington of stepping up in the pocket and delivering under pressure.
Well, they're in a 4-back set or 4 wide receivers. They do a nice job of running the trips. Marino slips out from his fullback position. And you've got to watch that because that's where they're going to really do a good job. Jesuit is they're going to match you right there on the linebacker. You see it right there, number 48 trying to come up and make the play.
Edrington with a good throw as Borg was pressuring him. Here's Ricky Roniger with his first carry. Roniger in for Hurstius, battles his way to about the 37 for 6 yards. Hurstius getting a blow here, and well-deserved. All the action he's gotten here this evening. 42 Thomas Grenier on the stop. Here's Roniger.
Nice job there by Roniger. Roniger is just a junior, 5'8", 155-pounder.
Running behind Drew Saline, the left guard, 64, doing a good job.
Jesuit name, Roniger. It's an old Jesuit. Most of those guys were basketball players, though.
2nd down, a short 5, a hole for Roniger. Roniger has a first down. He's across the 30 to about the 28. The Blue Jay offensive line really taking control on this possession. Richie LeBlanc finally brings him down. Ricky Roniger throws a shoe, but he's a good little football player.
Kenny, they do a nice job running the counter, getting the ball inside. Nice blocking there by 66, Mike Burbick.
Michael Buberg, who has a brother, Eric Buberg, on this team. First and 10, the 28-yard line. Elliott in motion. Give to Marino. Marino fights to about the 23-yard line. That would be another 5-yard gain for the Blue Jays before 7 Don Jackson comes up to make the stop. Second down, about 5 yards to go. With 8:20 and counting, third quarter, and Jesuit leading by 1, 21-20.
Watch the sweep.
Again, Elliott, the motion man. Off the fake, Edrington. Man wide open in the flat. That's Marino. First down. Marino is going to go down at about the 15-yard line. 8-yard gain. Well executed. Tackle made out there by number 2, Eugene Ridgely, but a first down, Jesuit.
Kenny, I'm telling you, this is really nice. I tell you, great job of reading defense. I mean, outstanding. What's happening here is Shaw's adjusting their linebackers to the motion, and nobody's able to pick up the fullback, or at least the linebacker that does is out of position to be able to pick him up.
Tarantino wide right, Thompson to the left, Elliott in motion on first and 10 from the 15. The pitch to Roniger. Rather, Hursty is trying to get outside, cuts in off the block, down to about the 10, a flag is down. That'll be holding on Jesuit, I do believe. Hursty is fought for 5, but the Blue Jays are going to go backwards here.
It's going to be called right there on the fullback.
Well, sure didn't see it there.
I don't either.
Let's
take a look at it again.
If indeed it was
you know, yeah, right. Exactly.
Oh, maybe right there, yeah.
Got a little shirt.
Got a little shirt there. As a result, a 10-yard penalty. It's first now and 20 yards to go from the 29-yard line. That changes things. Marino in motion for the first time. Edrington rolls. Under pressure, lofts a screen pass to Hurstius. Gets a block. 15, 10, cut back, 5, down to the 3, down to the 2, and stop, but it'll be a first and goal, Jesuit. Oh, and it took a perfect throw by Edrington, and then Hurstius did the rest, as he's done all night.
Kenny, it's the fake and the screen back to the weak side here. Hurstius picks it off. Nice blocking, but a great run also. They still don't bring him down.
Tough kid, 6 foot, 190 pounds, a senior. You see it again. Jesuit now back to play on first and goal. The pitch to Hurstius, going outside. Can he get to the corner? Yes. Touchdown, Jesuit. Jason Hurstius with his 4th touchdown of the game, and the Blue Jays lead it 27-20.
Nice pitch right there out of the power eye. You're going to see that on the run. 3-yard touchdown run. And all he wants to do there is just try to outrun everybody, and he does.
Just saw the pursuit by Torrey James.
Yeah, he couldn't get over there from his safety position. And they could really go up 28 now. That would be what? 21 unanswered points for the Jays.
Neely for the extra point, kicks it perfect. Timeout on the field with 6:44 to play here in the third quarter. Jesuit with 21 straight points, and they now lead Shaw 28-20. Back in just a moment in the Louisiana Superdome with more District 10 5A action. Boy, a guy will do anything to get airtime, huh? 6:44 to play in the third quarter. 28-20 Jesuit. Neely to kick it off. And he hits it to James. James hit. Goes down at about the 28-yard line. James took the hit from 25, Travis Bonifacis. Made quite a hit. 28-yard line, the line of scrimmage for Shaw. And the Eagles really need to get something going here, Henry. They haven't had the ball in a long time.
No, they haven't, Ken. And for the Jays, it was an 11-play, 78-yard drive, capped off by a three-yard run by Perseus. And, I mean, he's just having a great night. Whew.
He's a fine player. From the 28-yard line, counter play, fighting his way to the 32, here to be Bruce James. James paid the price, though. Trinico was there along with Marchant Kenny for Jesuit, the two inside linebackers, one a sophomore, one a junior. Bad news for opponents in the future.
That's exactly right. Oh, you see a lot of blue shirts.
Ryan Parrish there as well, the 6', 260-pound junior, another junior. Second down, 6 to 33. Option ball on the ground. Chasing it, picking it up, and going down is Bruce James. Way back at about the 23-yard line. And the play made by Jay Glorioso, the 5'7" senior outside linebacker for Jesuit.
Lead option for Shaw. There's the pitch. It's behind the intended trail back that time. And James is lucky to pick it up. The Jays didn't get their third turnover here.
Third down a bunch. Third down, 16 yards to go for Shaw from the 23-yard line. Off the fake, rolling is Jones under heavy pressure. Jones still rolling, stopping, throwing deep down the sideline. Pass is knocked away, incomplete. Good defensive play by Peter Pareto as the pass was intended for number 30, Tim Chauvin, and it will be fourth down in a punting situation for Shaw.
Shaw again is going to give you that bootleg look. Jones is going to run out, and he's going to try to hit Chauvin deep down the sideline. Good job by number 45, Peter Pareto.
Here's the initial heat here. Sean Weiss forcing him way wide. Back to live action. Ball punted away, fielded now at the 40. Bowman at the 45, cuts back at the 50, picks his way to about the Shaw 46-yard line. And again, Jesuit will operate with outstanding field position with 4:49 to play in the third quarter, leading 28-20. Just tuned in. Jesuit scored first, but then Shaw scored the next three times to lead 20-7, and the Jays have scored 21 unanswered points from that point on. First down, Jesuit from the 47-yard line. The fullback, Marino, to the 41. That's a pickup of 6 down, and it will be second down and 4.
I'm really I'm impressed with the Jesuit offensive line. They've done, I think, an incredible job of controlling the line of scrimmage. Marino gets the fake off the toss. And you just can't say enough for guys like Unsworth, Kitchen, Burbick, Salin, Kohler, Elliott, go right down the line.
Second and 4, pitch to Hurstius, forced wide, gets a block, and goes down at about the 39. They had that one contained. Picks up a yard or two, and that's all before number 44, David Schneider, is able to make the stop.
Well, there's the little toss sweep. Hurstius trying to find a little running room. He's got to cut inside the block of the fullback. And a nice job by Schneider.
Jesuit taking a lot of time getting this play in the game. We'll watch that as Hull finally runs it in on third down and 2. See if they're able to rush up there and get it off in time. Receivers on either side.
10 seconds, Kenny.
Motion by Elliott. And a timeout, Edrington, as he was concerned about getting the play off and the defensive formation as well. So a timeout on the field with 3:18 to play in the third quarter, and our score, the Blue Jays 28 and the Eagles 20. Back in just a moment with more from the Louisiana Superdome.
Ring in the holiday season with your friends at the Lakeside Shopping Center Cops Incorporated Christmas Parade. Hi, I'm Harry Lee. Join me Saturday, November 23rd as we parade down Veterans Highway. There'll be clowns, bands, floats, and plenty of throws. The parade starts at Bonneville Boulevard at 9 a.m. And Cops Incorporated is happy to be sponsoring the underprivileged kids who'll be riding the float. So start your holiday season with me and all the fun at the Lakeside Cops Incorporated Christmas Parade.
3 minutes and 18 seconds to play in the third quarter. It's 28-20. Jesuit on top of Shaw, Ken Trahan, Henry Rando, John Forcade from the Superdome. Jesuit will play a 3rd and 2 from the Shaw 39. This is, however, 4-down territory, you would think, Henry.
Well, it's a big possession down. Shaw's got to hold them here. They can't afford to let the Jays go in and get up on them another score here.
Elliott, the motion man. Give to Marino, big hole, 35-30. Marino all the way down to the 25-yard line, 14 yards and a first down, Jesuit. Before Ridley and James can bring him down.
Nothing but the quick trap inside. You see it right there. Marino picks up the first down, the drive, and the possession of the ball. And that's what Jesuit wants to do right now, I would think, would be to control the football. Don't let Shaw's offense come onto the field, eat up that clock.
From the 25, Elliott in motion again on 1st and 10. Off the fake, Edrington steps up away from pressure. Can run if he wants, now stops, throws, pass is going to be caught, I believe, at the 5. And the catch made by Ben Tarantino, 20 yards, and a 1st and goal, Jesuit.
Well, that was a major league catch there. You see that in the NFL Sunday if you come out here. Fakes the toss sweep. Edrington, I mean, he does a nice job here of just holding the ball, and then he drills it right there. And Tarantino, I mean, hangs in there with a defensive guy. Coverage is there. The ball was just thrown perfect.
Like Ridley. 1st and goal from the 5. Full house backfield, Jesuit. They'll try to power it here. No. Edrington will roll. Stops. Looks the other way. Now throws, and it is almost intercepted. Yes, it's intercepted. What a big play here by Casey Phillips. And the Shaw Eagles, with their first turnover, may have turned this game around.
Well,
wow.
That's key. And I guarantee you got to look at that and say, well, maybe you should have ran the football. I mean, second guess here. And maybe you should have just threw it away. You have enough time here, first down, just throw it away. Don't just throw it up there.
I think he might have been trying to throw it away and just didn't do a good enough job in that situation. But what a turnaround here, because Jesuit apparently was not going to be stopped there.
That's right. Well, Phillips does the saving. I think that's a saving interception.
Let's see how this affects this ball game. Jones, lead option. Look out, the speed is there. He's down the sideline. He cuts back. He's got a first down at the 42-yard line. A pickup of 22 yards, and you can see the emotion on one play.
Well, how momentum can change in a football game.
And now flags everywhere, and that might be on Shaw. As the coaches come out on the field there on the Shaw side, unhappy about something, and flags are thrown. Let's try to get a shot of that, folks. Yeah, it's unsportsmanlike conduct. Coach is still on the field. Hank Tierney is out there pleading his case with the officials. Well, you can see the disappointment on the face of Hank. What a tough day it's been for him. It's a personal foul for unsportsmanlike conduct, and it really cost Shaw here. Really cost him.
Well, it was a dead ball foul, so they're still going to play 1st and 10. They just lost a lot of field position.
15 yards.
Absolutely.
To the 27, which negated most of that game. Jones has been outstanding. 6 carries, 93 yards in the game. Certainly, along with Hurstius, one of the 2 top candidates for our Cox Cable AAA Trophies Player of the Game here this evening.
I got a little feeling that we're not going to be able to name that guy till the very, very end.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Now it will be 1st and 25, Henry. They're going to move the sticks back.
Kenny, that makes the penalty a lot more stiff.
No, it really hurts.
Stiffer.
Really hurts. Just as the interception hurt Jesuit, this penalty really hurt Shaw.
But good teams overcome adversity, and we're going to see which one of these two can overcome that adversity and be the good team tonight.
All right, the discussion finally being wrapped up, and they'll blow the whistle and play ball. 1st and 25, Shaw, their own 27-yard line. Jones stuffed. Hit hard by Sean Weiss. His left defensive end spot, Weiss was there.
Well, there's just no room on that load option that time. Carlos Jones comes out of there, and there is nothing. You're going to see him right here. He just comes out on the load option. 25 is going to pick up the stunt. That's Coates, and boy, Weiss is just sitting in there ready to wrap him up. Nice play there by the junior defensive end.
Second down 25 from the 27-yard line. A minute 30 and counting in the quarter. Quarterback draw for Jones. It's been good for him, but not this time. Wrapped up and hit at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss of a yard by Jay Glorioso, the outside linebacker for Jesuit. 5'7", 180-pound senior.
Shaw has gotten a lot of mileage out of this counter tray, or really a counter draw with the quarterback. But not that time. And boy, they're playing third and a mile.
Tanner Tritico also in on the stop. It's third down, 25 yards to go. Receivers on either side for Jones with the split backs behind him. Jones wanted to throw a screen, wasn't there. Now he'll try to make it happen, but he'll be hit. Marshawn Kenny was the first man there. Ryan Parrish finished him off, and it will be a punting situation for Archbishop Shaw.
Well, Jones tried to throw the screen here. You're going to see it right now. He drops back, makes the fake. He's going to try to throw it to Brian Danigo, but nice job out there by number 76, Ron Parrish, and also 96, Sean Weiss. Weiss really stuffs it out here, and Jones just has to take what Jesuit gives him that time.
You saw Kenny trip him up there. Timeout taken by Shaw with 16 seconds to play in the third quarter. 28-20, Jesuit on top, and we'll be back right after this.
Hi, I'm Chris Collinsworth.
And I'm Nick Buoniconti.
This week on HBO's Inside the NFL, we come to you from the beautiful city of New
Bob,
Orleans, Louisiana.
those guys from HBO. You guys mind? We're trying to do a promo here.
Hey, did you guys watch our From the Terror show the other night?
You gotta be kidding me. You mean they let you two guys on TV?
Hey, didn't you play for the Saints when they were 1-15?
Join us this week on HBO's Inside the NFL.
And to see Inside the Saints, join these two characters, Bob and Rich, from the Terrace on Cox Cable.
Punting situation, Telly Borg, rare occasion, hits an end-over-end job. Bowman goes down to a knee and fields it at the 26. He's down there. So Jesuit will get it back with 8 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And a 28-20 lead. Ed Trahan along with Henry Rando and John Forcade here in the Superdome. Certainly time for at least one play here for the Blue Jays, if not more. And boy, Jesuit's been unstoppable here for quite some time. Only an interception stopped them on their last possession. And they won't get this play off. In fact, the quarter will come to a close. So at the end of 3 quarters of play here from the Louisiana Superdome, our score, Jesuit 28, Shaw 20. Back with our fourth quarter of exciting action on the Cox Cable Prep Football Game of the Week right after this.
The Discovery Channel offers you an escape to reality where you'll see things you never knew existed. Explore where few have dared to venture. Discovery shows you the past and brings you the future. You'll discover the wonders of the world, more interesting and exciting than fiction could ever be. See it for yourself. On the Discovery Channel, it's always on cable. Cox Cable.
Fourth quarter of action just beginning. Hurstius gets the call on first down, cuts back, goes down. Nothing there. The defense there. It will be second down and 10 yards to go. Haven't seen that happen very much tonight. Hurstius stopped in his tracks.
Kenny, that's his 21st carry there for 117, maybe 118 to give him a yard there. Pretty good night.
From the 27-yard line, second down, 9 yards to go. Receivers on either side, I formation behind the quarterback, Wiggins Edrington. Elliott in motion. And they give to Hurstius, out to about the 25. Wrapped up, though, on a nice play by Thomas Grenier, the defensive end, who crashed down to make the play. It will be third down. And about 6 yards to go. .11:03 to play, fourth quarter just underway. 28-20 our score. Ken Trahan, Henry Rando, John Forcade on the sideline. We'll talk with him right after this play. Jesuit goes to the shotgun formation, 3-receiver, twin back set. Off the fake, in trouble. Edrington in the flat, caught by Hurstius. 35, first down, out of bounds at about the 39, and great execution there by Edrington and by Hurstius, who makes his third catch of the game. First down, Jays, leading 28-20 with 10:36 to play. Let's go down to the field for this report from John Forcade. Thank you very much, John. Nice seeing you. On the 40-yard line, 1st and 10. We'll hear from John again shortly. And the give to Marino. Marino fights his way to about the 45-yard line. That's a pickup of about 5 yards on the play. It will be 2nd and 5. Second and 5 from the 45-yard line. 10:05 to play. All wide right. Wide to the left side is Thompson with Elliott in motion. And they give to Hurstius on the crossbuck. Hurstius sprints across midfield, has another first down to the Shaw 48. Henry, it seems as though Shaw is unable to stop Jesuit in terms of their running attack, and that's going to make it tough for them to win this game.
Kenny, I agree with you 100% with that. I believe Jesuit ought to just stay on the ground, let the clock continue to roll, force Shaw to take, they've got 2 timeouts remaining. They have 8 points here. The best Shaw can do is tie them and put the game in overtime. I would not put the ball in the air.
From the 48-yard line on first down, Jesuit. They give to Hurstius again. Again, running room to the 44, maybe the 43. Pick up a 4 or 5 yards. This young man is just doing a yeoman's job, getting a lot of work. Speaking of a yeoman's job, let's go down to the field. Doing a job tonight for us is John Forcade. John?
Well, Kenny, it definitely turned out to be a great ball game. It's 28-20. Jesuit's ahead right now. I thought Jesuit had to come out and throw the football. They're definitely going to throw the football. They're doing a great job at it. One play was a big factor in this ball game. Carlos Jones ran around left end. He got tackled up the long run. And there was a 15-yard penalty assessed against Shaw. Well, if you look at the replay, it shows you that some of the Jesuit guys will take a little bit of advantage of Carlos Jones and maybe his injury that he had in the past. And Hank took a little bit offensive to that, and I think that's the reason it happened. And hopefully it won't happen anymore. We're back up top to Kenny.
All right, thank you much, John. On 2nd and 6 on the 44, Jesuit tried to go for it all. Bill Thompson, the intended receiver, but the coverage was outstanding. Nothing doing there as Jackson was back there along with James, and it'll be 3rd down and 6.
Kenny, right now they stop the clock with 8:40. You know, to me that's may tell and come back later on against Jesuit. So let's just wait and see. They have the lead right now, but let's mark that. I'm marking that on a piece of paper. 8:40, 3rd down pass. 3
wide receivers, 3rd down. Middle screen. Can he get there? Hurstius cuts back. No, he stopped short by about a yard. Colby McCullough was there defensively along with 46 Jason Brown. Hurstius with the catch. It'll be 4th down and a short 2, and the Jays will likely go for it.
Well, they just run like a little inside or a little over the middle screen. Back to 21, Jason Hurstius. Tries to find a little daylight. McCullough comes in there, makes a nice play.
Along with Brown as we see it again. Nice job defensively.
Right.
Timeout on the field now with 8:14 to play. Jesuit takes the timeout. It's their 2nd timeout with our score. Jesuit 28, Shaw 20. We'll be back in just a moment from the Superdome.
Our cable system has special programs for teachers to use in the classroom. Have you seen how our kids are learning lately? Now, there's a way to help our kids get an education.
Cox Cable.
Too cool for words.
4th down and a short 2. Jesuit will go for it. Play of the game here. I formation behind Edrington. Receivers on either side. Long count. The give to Hurstius. He's got a first down. Surge was there as he goes to the 36-yard line, a pickup of 4, and a first down Jesuit. And a fresh 4 downs as the clock will start in just a moment. Jason Hurstius now with 26 carries, 137 yards, 4 catches, 55 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
I'm going to allude to that at the end of the game, though. Hopefully I'll be able to use some statistics on that.
Okay. From the 36-yard line, again, the I formation. Jason Hurstius running right. Hurstius this time stumbled a little bit and goes down at about the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard gain, but he was polished off pretty good there by Torrey James and by Ridgely. It'll be 2nd down and 9 officially.
And you're going to see right here, again, it's a toss sweep, and Hurstius is limping off the field as we watch this replay. So we'll have to get a check and see what happened to him. Maybe we can find out if he's just got a little sprained ankle or what.
Yeah, the young man's done yeoman's work here tonight, replaced by Ricky Roniger, who ran well earlier. 2nd down, 9 yards to go, the 35 with 7:10 to play. And the give to Marino with room across the 30 to the 28 goes Brian Marino for 7 yards. Mason Brown was there defensively. Macy Phillips was there. 3rd down and about 4 yards to go.
Just a little quick trap. Marino's able to see daylight slotted outside. You know, Marino is just good enough right now. He keeps you honest inside. You've got to respect him. And that's what makes the Jays tough, and it opens up a lot of things for Hurstius outside.
From the 29, a pitch to Hurstius, who's back in, cuts it, and gets hit and dropped. He looks to be short by about 1.5 yards. Good driving tackle. It'll be 4th down. Looked to be Torrey James, who made a big stop there for Shaw.
That's who it was. It was number 5, Torrey James, from his safety position. And we're now playing another big 4th down play on this drive, and the clock continues to roll.
Jesuit will go for it again on 4th down here with 6 minutes to play. It'll be a little bit long for a field goal. That's the reason. Those 3 points would pretty much wrap it up. Shaw could tie it with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Another big play, 4th and 2, the 27. Fans on their feet. The give to Hurstius, he didn't get it. He's hit and stopped, 1/2 yard short, and Shaw has done the job defensively. For the first time tonight, Hurstius shut down when it counted, and Shaw has a chance.
You're going to see right there just a really nice job there by number 43.
Jason Caldwell.
That's Jason Caldwell, and he helps his team get the football here in a crucial 4th down play.
From the 27-yard line, Jones takes over under the center for Shaw. 5:30 to play. Option play, pitch. And about 2 yards on the play for Bruce James. Run down by Marchant Kenny and by Tanner Tritico, the linebackers.
Lead option.
I just like the way this guy plays football, Henry.
Oh, yeah, he really does a nice job, keeps a good relationship, comes in there, makes a nice play. Both linebackers do a fine job right there. Jesuit has done a better job on the option the second half of shutting it down. 2nd
down, 7 from the 29-yard line. Jones keeps Jones out to about the 34, a pickup of about 5. It'll be 3rd and 3. Marchant Kenny rides his back with 4:42 to play.
Well, when you run that lead option, there's nothing to hold those inside linebackers. You're going to see them fly, both of them, 99 and 49. They're able just to fly right out of there.
He actually played off a block to make the play.
He did. He went around a block.
3rd down, 3 from the 34. Here's a big play for Shaw. You would expect the wide stuff. You will get it. The pitch. Can he get there? James outside, tripped up, goes down, nowhere. The penetration by Glorioso, who makes the big play. John Butts was there as well, but Glorioso really made the play, Henry.
Well, you're going to see it's a counter option. Jones pitches out there. far, I really like the pursuit here for Jesuit. You're going to see 2 or 3 guys come in there right now.
That was Glorioso.
And that was Glorioso right from, and he plays the Willie linebacker there.
And they'll go for it.
Yes, they are.
4th down and 3 at their own 34. This is the game. Shaw will go for it. A roll of the dice by Hank Tierney, and Jones will roll outright. Jones looking, stops, wants to run. Jones has a first down and goes out of bounds. Good decision by Carlos Jones. A 9-yard gain to the 43 and a first down. Shaw out of bounds with 4:01 to play.
Kenny, you can read that up here, and I'm on the top of the Superdome. He had no intentions of throwing the football. You watch him here. He fakes it, does just a superlative job of doing that, telling the guys to clear out. But hey, I'm going to ride that horse to the dance right there. That's number 9.
He got the one block he needed from Jay Tucker, his running back, to be able to get outside. 1st and 10 from the 43. The give straight ahead to Tucker to the 48. Has 5 yards. Nice gain on the play. It will be 2nd and 5.
First time they've run the dive and given the ball inside that time to Tucker. Kenny, I believe now, the clock becomes a factor now at 3:40, 3:41.
Marchand Kenny on the stop. 3:33 and counting. 2nd down and 5, the option play. And a big hit. At the line of scrimmage, the ball came out, but it came out late as Bowman nailed Bruce James.
Really a nice hit. Bowman from his safety position, he's going to come on up and fill the inside lane just like he's taught to do.
Let's see if the ball came out when he hit the ground. I believe it did. That's an excellent call. 3rd and 5 from the 48-yard line. 2:55 to play. Jones rolling right. Stops under pressure, steps up under heavy pressure, gets away from another man, cuts it in. Look at this move. He's at the 40, he's at the 35, he's down to about the 29-yard line. He has a first down for Shaw with 2:43 to play. Carlos Jones.
I'm speechless. Boy, what a great play. What a great player. And great players make great plays.
Blue shirts all around him.
Well, I mean, he just jitterbugs around there and does all kind of little moves. He's able to get to the sideline, shows his speed right here.
The 5th blue shirt finally got him. Jones, 12 carries, 138 yards, 2 of 5 passing for 75 yards. On first down, he rolls right. He stops. He throws over the middle, wide open and caught. Down at about the 20-yard line. Close to a first down with the reception is number 30, and that is Tim Chauvin, the junior wide receiver. Carlos Jones taking his team on a huge drive as we watch that run again. There's no fumble whatsoever there as he hit the ground clearly before the ball came out. 2nd down, 1 yard to go from the 20-yard line. Jones on 2nd and 1 to throw. Stops, looking to the end zone. Post corner route and touchdown! Touchdown Eagles! Eugene Ridley. 20 yards from Carlos Jones, and the lead is now just 2, and you know what Shaw will do.
Post corner route. Ridgely runs it as well as anybody in high school can run it.
How about the throw?
And the throw was just as good as anybody I've seen all year. Right on the money.
Timeout taken by Shaw, I do believe, with 1:43 to play in the game, resting on 1 play. Eagles must go for 2 for the tie here to try to force overtime. 28-26 our score. Back in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Bob Krieger. Join me on Jefferson Watch as we keep an eye on what's happening in the parish.
Jefferson Watch, premiering Tuesday nights at 6:30, alternating with Direct Line and the Jefferson Education Report.
Impressive drive as we look at some of the fans. What a game they've seen. 28-26. Shaw trailing, going for the tie.
Kenny was in 8th place, 73-yard drive. Jones to Ridley, a 20-yard touchdown pass, and we got a 2-point conversion. And boy, this is football at its best.
I don't know what they run here, but I guarantee you I want Jones to be the trigger man one way or the other.
He's the guy. You got to run the option with him, Kenny. You got to run some type of option with him.
Twin receivers to the left side. For the tie, Jones rolls the other way. Jones stops. Jones under heavy pressure gets away from one man, two men, and he goes into the end zone and ties the game. With 1:43 to play, Carlos Jones does the job, and we're tied at 28. Bedlam on the Shaw side.
Kenny, I want to take a good look at that because that was a great individual effort. See if he got the ball inside the cone. We got a great shot of it right here. He's going to be running right to us.
Avoided Kenny. He got it. I think his foot was in.
Absolutely. He's inside. Great call. Good call by the official right on the spot.
Great job by our camera crew as well.
Absolutely. You're right.
Got that one for you up close and personal. Yep. Yes, sir. Well, I tell you, a well-officiated game here this evening. I can't think of one instance where they didn't get it right. He's there. Doesn't matter where his foot landed. He clearly crossed the plane of the goal line. 28-28, 1:43 to play. Still time for Jesuit, although they have only one timeout. Still time for Shaw, although the scoreboard says they still have 2 timeouts should they get the football back. What a way to close the regular season.
I told you this was a great game.
Marks to kick it off. To Hurstius, 20. 25, hit and down. Oh, he's still on his feet somehow. They finally get him down at about the 30. Second effort by Hurstius before he's brought down by Roland Roy. Jesuit with 1:35 to play will start from their 30-yard line.
Hurstius is going to get the ball here, and he runs around the sideline. I thought he was going to jump out of bounds there, but he gets that extra 3 or 4 yards before he's knocked out of bounds. So the Jays now, they've got plenty of time to work with it here. 1:35.
See if they elect to put it up. They're in shotgun formation. Showing pass here. Edrington will give it inside to Hurstius. Hurstius to the 35, and the clock will run as he picks up 5. That's the danger of running the ball in this situation. Hurstius is slow to get up, and that's not good news. This young man ought to be tired. He's had to do a lot here this evening. As he limps back toward his position, he clearly is favoring his left ankle here as we watch the replay. Second down 5. Edrington. Hurstius falls down. By the way, the throw deep sideline could be picked off. It is! Picked off by Jackson. 50, 45, 40. Jackson to the 38-yard line. And the Eagles with a chance to win it with 57 seconds left. Jason Hurstius ran down the field, just fell down. He's obviously laboring in severe pain. But the throw by Edrington was very ill-advised.
Well, it was, and Shaw now comes up with the turnover at the most important part at the end of the game. You're going to see it here. It's a long pass.
Threw into double coverage.
Nice
Pass
job,
intended for Tarantino.
Jackson.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Jason Hurstius was hurt on the prior play, Henry. He tried to run a pass pattern here and just couldn't do it. Look at his left side there.
Kenny, he just goes down there, and I mean, he's out of there.
You might remember the game we did earlier this year in the Dome. He hurt his ankle against St. Augustine. A lot of people hurt their ankles on this artificial turf, especially the high schoolers. Hurstius is up. He will limp off the field. We may not see him again. We may not have a chance to see him because Shaw has a real good chance to win this football game. From the Jesuit 31 with 57 seconds left and 2 timeouts. And the man of the day back there in Carlos Jones, who's been terrific. You know, last year, Shaw just killed Jesuit here in the Dome in a big game, and Hank Wilson was phenomenal. Probably played the best game of his career. We might be able to say the same thing for Carlos Jones this evening, who has the ball rolling on first down. He stops. He throws. It's incomplete. Good coverage. Pass intended for Ridgely, and the coverage was good by number 36, John Butts. It will be second down with 47 seconds remaining.
Jones rolling rolling to his left, squares it up. Nice tight spiral. Just out of the reach of the receiver. 2nd and 10.
Now, Henry, with 2 timeouts left, Shaw doesn't have to throw the ball here.
No, they don't, Kenny. And really all they need is maybe to get inside the 20-yard line and take a shot at it.
About 15 yards. 2nd down, 10 from the 31-yard line. Off the fake, Jones wants to throw. He will go deep down the middle for Ridgely, and interference will be called. Ridgely running into the defender, Butts. They call interference on Butts. 2 flags down. Big play, Shaw. Will give them an automatic first down as they tried to go to the post pattern there.
But just remember, Federation rules goes not from the spot of the foul, but from the previous spot of the ball. They're going to go 15 yards. That's correct.
Which puts them in realistic field goal range. As you see it there was a bump initially. Tough call to make, but made here. Certainly could have a bearing on the outcome.
Oh, Kenny. That is a magnitude of a call. How big can you get it?
From the 16 with 41 seconds left, Jones wants to pass. Quick drop, throws on the flat, has a man out of bounds at about the 10. Stops the clock. That works well, and it's Ridgely again, covered by Pareto. 2nd down and about 5 at the 10 with 35 seconds left and 2 timeouts for Shaw.
Well, they're certainly in field goal range here.
No doubt. May not need it. The way Shaw has moved the ball offensively in the 4th quarter here. Well, it looked like they might be out of it at 28-20 with Jesuit driving. Jesuit unable to finish a drive. The turnovers have hurt the Blue Jays in the 4th quarter. Quarterback draw, Jones. He's into the clear and scores, and Shaw takes the lead 34-28 with 30 seconds remaining.
The counter trade, quarterback draw. Credit the guys up front for this because nobody laid a hand on him. There it is right there. Nice shot by our cameraman, and I guarantee you, a great job by those guys up front. Rusty Rogers and Gerald Ancard, Davey Knockhand. Nice job, fellas.
Extra point forthcoming by Pat Marks. Marks a chance to put his team up by 7, and the kick is good. Timeout on the field, 30 seconds to play with our score, Archbishop Shaw 35, Jesuit 28. Back in just a moment with the conclusion of our exciting 10-5A game on the Cox Prep Football Game of the Week. Back to live action, 30 seconds left. Here's the kickoff by Marks. Sails to the far side of the field to the 15-yard line, to the 20, to the 25. Running out of room and going out of bounds at about the 27-yard line is number 8, Bo Raphael. Raphael actually gets it to about the 29, and that's where Jesuit will start with 23 seconds left and only 1 timeout remaining. Certainly would take a miracle for the Blue Jays here. Shaw will go into a 3-deep zone for sure.
They're in their prevent. I hate to say that because Jim Morris says we don't play a prevent.
This is a serious prevent. 5 guys about 15 yards away from the football here as Edrington is in shotgun formation, 4-man rush. Edrington steps up, throws short to Marino, has to get out of bounds. He's not going to get there. 36-yard line. Jesuit needs to take its final timeout here, and they do with 13 seconds left. Well, that's it for timeouts, and that really hurts Jesuit. They'll have to work sidelines here. 13 seconds left. Trailing 35-28. Well, there's no question, Henry, that despite a magnificent performance by Jason Hurstius tonight for Jesuit, Carlos Jones of Shaw will be our Cox Cable AAA Trophies player of the game because of his monumental effort and some sterling runs and a fabulous pass under pressure to tie the game. The kid was just simply sensational. Our statistician Craig Trahan supplies us with the numbers. 14 carries, 151 yards, 5 for 10 passing, 100 yards. He threw for 1 score, rushed for 2 others. It was terrific. Hurstius, by the way, accounted for 144 yards rushing, 55 yards on receptions, 4 rushing touchdowns, plus about 4 kickoff returns for an additional 80 yards. 2 amazing performances. Back to pass Edrington. Steps up, has time. Will just simply let it fly deep down the middle. Jump ball intercepted. That's going to do it. Coming up with a football for Shaw is Don Jackson, still going and now down. And the game is ended on that play. It's all over. The Shaw Eagles, winners of District 10 5A, emerging victorious by the score of 35-28 over the Jesuit Blue Jays. You see our crew here this evening, having done such a fine job. Cox Cable AAA Trophies Player of the Game, Carlos Jones, will meet him in just a moment, along with head coach Hank Tierney of Shaw. What a terrific game tonight. 35-28 the final. Shaw wins it. Winners of the district. We'll take time out here, and we'll be back with more, including our post-game interviews in just a moment on the Cox Cable Prep Football Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm Cindy Enright, Education Coordinator. Join me each month for the Jefferson Education Report, a show designed for the teacher, the parent, and the lifelong learner. Each monthly edition of the Jefferson Education Report highlights educational opportunities available in the community. The show is part of the Cable in the Classroom program provided free of charge to Jefferson Parish schools. So, won't you join me each month on the Jefferson Education Report?
Our final score again this evening from the Superdome. The Archbishop Shaw Eagles complete a terrific regular season, unbeaten in District 10 5A, with a thrilling 35-28 victory over the Jesuit Blue Jays. Ken Trahan along with Henry Rando. We'll hear from John Forcade in a moment. Henry, what more can you say? Just a terrific football game played between two teams who some said would have no incentive. Shaw had the district wrapped up. Jesuit had nowhere to go. We saw two teams that had a lot of pride.
Well, I think that's what's a characteristic about this league. I don't care where you finish or where you end up, you're going to play 48 minutes in the Catholic League, and that's what makes it the league that it is.
Looking back on the game, Jesuit at 28-20, first and goal from the 5, looked like they were about to wrap it up. The big turnover there, we marked it in time, and certainly it turned to be the big difference in this football game.
Oh, there's no question about it, Kenny. That was the turning point in the ball game. The Jays could have gone up 2 touchdowns, and I don't think Shaw would have recovered from that. As a result, they were able to take the ball, get a score, and come back and win it at the end.
And then Carlos Jones took it from there. Boy, what a terrific performance by a terrific player who has emerged as a big play man. Just couldn't be any better. Carlos Jones getting it done here this evening. He is our Cox Cable AAA Trophies Player of the Game. He's down on the field right now along with his head coach Hank Tierney with John Forcade. John?
I'm here with Carlos Jones, prep player of the game tonight for the Shaw Eagles. Carlos, did you expect this kind of ball game coming in here against the Jesuit Blue Jays, knowing that they have nothing to play for, just for their pride, and maybe a bowl picture? You guys trying to get 4 straight seasons undefeated. What did you expect from Jesuit?
I expect them to play hard as always.
Yeah.
You know, they made the playoffs, but they came out and played hard. We were looking for a 6-0 undefeated district, winning 4 straight year in a row. We just came together after what happened today and everything.
Well, no, Carlos, you had a real tragic thing happen today to the team, and I thought you guys came out a little slow early in the ball game, but you know what? I'm proud of you guys, an ex-alumni. You came back and showed what you're capable of in the second half. You rolled out quite a bit. You started throwing on the run. You started looking for your open receivers. If it wasn't there, you started running the football. Did you feel like you can get on the outside of these guys and run the ball?
No, the defense end, they was fighting out, so I had to pull up a lot. The linebackers was fighting out, they was getting on me, so we just had to go in to the passing game, spread it out more.
Well, Carlos, I'll tell you what, I've seen some good high school quarterbacks play this season. I have to rank you up there to the top 2 or 3 in the league, and I say one thing to you, best of luck in the playoffs, and God be with you.
All right, thank you.
Next we have Shaw's head coach, Hank Tierney. Congratulations, Hank. I sat here watching you guys play tonight. I thought the way the game started, I looked at some of you guys on defensive eyes. I could see that you guys wasn't there. We all know why things happen, and that's happened for a reason early in the ball game. But I tell you what, your ball club fought. They came back from a 2-touchdown deficit, and I'm just proud to say from a Shaw standpoint, from being an alumni, I'm proud to see you guys come back. Y'all fought hard. What do you think of the Jesuit, the way they played tonight compared to what you've seen on film?
The Jesuit played very hard tonight, and they deserve all the credit in the world. You know, they did a great job, and you know, all I can say is I'm just so proud of our kids because I really didn't even think they were going to play. You know, we kind of tried to talk them talk against them playing, but they voted to play, and whether they would have won or lost or not, I was proud of the character they showed. And I think at the end, John, they just refused to lose.
Well, Hank, I tell you what, I think the fans that watched this ball game, under the circumstances you guys came out here and played tonight, it didn't matter if you won or lost, because you came out here, you played the ball game, you played a hard-fought 48 minutes. It almost went to overtime. It never happened. I tell you, we're proud as fans, as announcers, as players out here. All I got to say is best of luck to you guys in the playoffs next week, and here's your trophy for the Prep Player of the Week for Carlos Jones and you guys, and congratulations.
Thank you very much, John. Thank you.
Back up to you, Kenny and Henry.
All right, thank you very much, John. A job well done. John's a little bit proud of his alma. I guess we can entitle him to that, We'll cut him some slack.
I mean, Kenny, the one thing that hits me about this football game is that teams have to come, or good teams have to come over adversity.
Yeah.
And I think Shaw came over the greatest adversity, losing one of their own. And I mean, what can you say about these guys? They actually, as Coach Tierney said, they refused to lose tonight, and that's a mark of a good football team.
They really did.
It really is.
This is a team that clearly does not have the talent they had a year ago, but perhaps this team might go farther. You never know, because they have come together. They've been together all year, and they've shown the ability to win any type of ball game, as they did here this evening, in a game which clearly they could have lost and perhaps should have lost at some point in time, but they just refused to do it, as you said.
Exactly. They have something, a rallying point now, where they can go on and actually win the next 5 games.
Jones, 14 carries, 151 yards, 5 for 10 passing, 100 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. He threw for 1. Give credit to Jason Hurstius of Jesuit and the Blue Jays, who had nothing to play for but their pride, and darn near pulled it off here this evening. Hurstius, 30 carries, 144 yards, 4 catches, 55 yards, 4 touchdowns, and an outstanding return game. Kickoffs as well. 2 terrific individual performances, 2 fine performances by a couple of teams who have nothing to hang their heads about here tonight. Jesuit showing a lot of pride. Shaw on to the playoffs, and we'll have a playoff game for you next week as well.
Absolutely, Kenny. I'm excited about that.
We are as well. For John Forcade, for Henry Rando, our statistician Craig Trahan, our producer-director Jamie Landry, I'm Ken Trahan from the Superdome, reminding you that our final score tonight was Shaw 35, Jesuit 28. We'll see you next week on the Cox Cable Prep Football Game of the Week.